Good afternoon. I'm Gwendolyn Morton, and this is Live at 5 on WBON TV9, where every local story starts here. Some of your top headlines for the day: a large drug seizure in Mount Vernon. We've got the details on that. Plus, Berea residents are asked to conserve energy, and a local woman won big on The Price is Right. We're going to take a look at the weather with Sam, and your sports report is coming up with Michael Watkins. That is all today, Live at 5. But first, in our WBON TV big story of the day, a routine assistance call on Interstate 75 in Mount Vernon led to a significant drug bust for the Kentucky State Police. Trooper Brian Maupin responded to a report of a disabled vehicle, finding the driver, identified as Reginald Barber, apparently stranded due to running out of fuel. However, the situation quickly escalated. Trooper Maupin observed the driver smoking marijuana within that vehicle. A brief altercation ensued, and Barber attempted to flee the scene on foot. Following a short pursuit, Barber was apprehended. A subsequent search of the vehicle yielded a staggering discovery: 11 pounds of methamphetamine and a large glass mason jar filled with marijuana. Barber was taken into custody and faces multiple felony drug charges. This is an ongoing story, and of course, we'll have more details as they become available. Well, the stretch of below freezing temperatures continues throughout the area as snow and ice still covers the ground. As a result, more households are consuming more energy to try to keep their homes warm. However, Berea residents are now being asked to cut back on their energy consumption by the Berea Municipal Utilities. The utilities provider encouraged its customers to cut back from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Thursday, January the 9th. BMU says its power provider, the Mid-Continent Independent System Operator Transmission Market, recently issued a power demand alert. BMU provided some requests for its customers in an attempt to comply with the power reduction demands. They say to open curtains during the day to let natural light in, but to close them at night to help retain the heat. Reduce the thermostat to the lowest setting as comfortably possible, and to set it back when not inside the residence. Avoid using high energy appliances during said hour, including stoves, ovens, dishwashers, dryers, and washers. Seal up air leaks around windows and doors. Turn off all interior and exterior lighting when they're not in use. During the Berea City Council meeting Tuesday, Administrator Rose Beverly suggested that energy conservation would both help ensure that the power stays and help reduce energy costs for the BMU customers. The National Weather Service is forecasting a winter storm to hit central Kentucky late Thursday night into Friday morning. Staying in Berea, the city of Berea celebrated a milestone for Berea's oldest existing business Tuesday night, honoring the 65th anniversary of the Club Arena skating rink. In a proclamation presented to the Club Arena's owners, George and Doris Wyatt, Mayor Bruce Fraley designated January as Roller Skating Month in Berea in tribute to the North Broadway street business. Founded in 1960 by Charlie and Polly Wyatt, the rink has served as a venue for family entertainment and exercise that has been enjoyed by local citizens for decades. Congratulations there. Well, some exciting news. A Garrard County woman has won big at The Price is Right. Tracy Wright had a truly memorable 30th wedding anniversary. Not only did she celebrate with her husband, but she also appeared on The Price is Right and won a brand new 2025 Kia Seltos S. Wright was selected to play the classic game Line 'em Up and successfully guessed the correct prices, winning that exciting prize. This unforgettable experience made her anniversary even more special. Congratulations on winning that new car. Well, last Friday, a Berea man was arrested by Richmond police in connection to a burglary and assault. According to the arrest citation, officers were sent to an apartment on Keystone Drive at around 8:30 a.m. in response to a burglary report at the scene. The residents informed police that they had heard loud knocks at the front door, and by the time one of them got to the door, a man identified as Sean Callicott burst into the apartment. A physical altercation ensued, and Callicott fled the scene. Further investigation by police corroborated the story. Later that morning, Callicott was located by the Berea Police Department on Blue Lick Road and detained. When Richmond police arrived, Calicott, according to the citation, told them that one of the apartment residents is his girlfriend, who he suspected of cheating. He reportedly admitted to breaking into the apartment and getting into the physical altercation with one of the other residents. Calicott was arrested and charged on first-degree burglary, first-degree criminal mischief, and fourth-degree assault, and lodged in the Madison County Detention Center. Well, following the passing on December 29th of the United States, following his passing on December 29th, the United States Postal Service will honor the life and legacy of President Jimmy Carter by observing a national day of mourning. President Joe Biden declared Thursday, January 9th, as the National Day of Mourning as a call for Americans to remember the contributions of the former president. The Postal Service will suspend regular mail delivery and retail services on Thursday, and they will provide limited package delivery for the day. All post office locations will be closed. President Carter was 100 years old. Well, Kentucky State Police Post 11 is investigating the disappearance of Amanda Sue Massey, 37, of Strunk, Kentucky. She was last seen in the afternoon of January the 5th, walking from her home on Georgevale Road and getting into a pickup truck with an unknown man. Massey is 5 foot tall, 125 pounds, with short brown hair and hazel eyes. She was wearing a black or blue sweatsuit with a jacket. Anyone with information is urged to contact the KSP Post 11. That phone number, 606-878-6622. You can also call toll-free at 1-800-222-5555. There's a picture of Ms. Massey on your screen. Take a good look. If you know her whereabouts, make sure you reach out to first responders. Well, I-75 northbound has reopened after ice-related closures. 75 was closed between exits 104 and 108 in Lexington after a several-hour delay during icy road conditions. The initial closure occurred this morning following several vehicle collisions. Upon arrival, officers discovered severe ice on the bridge, prompting the closure to allow for salt trucks to clear the roadways. 2 minor crashes occurred during the closure but were quickly cleared. While the interstate is now open, officials do urge drivers to continue exercising caution due to the ongoing slippery conditions. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We've had a lot of weather news this week, and today is no exception. We've got Sam in the Weather Center coming up next with all of the forecast details.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Are you tired of the same food options when you're trying to decide what's for dinner? Let Mammut Bar and Grill in Richmond ease that burden. Their one-of-a-kind menu offers fine Mexican options, plus burgers, a large selection of sandwiches and wraps, pasta, steaks, seafood, and a full list of appetizers. You can please everyone on your guest list with a trip to Mammut Bar and Grill, located in Richmond at 2187 Lexington Road, across from Whitehall Elementary School.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow.
It's time to winterize your home, and Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration is here to make sure that your home is ready for when the snow and everything that comes with this time of year finally makes it our way. Call today and schedule a free inspection and consultation with an honest source that is willing to make sure you get what you need. Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration. Like them on Facebook or visit KentuckyRoofWorks.com for more information.
Welcome back to Alive at 5. Snow, ice, and frigid temperatures, and it looks like Mother Nature's not done yet. We've got Sam in the Weather Center with all the details of the upcoming snow and cold temps.
Thank you, and welcome everybody. We've had some scattered flurries, some light snow showers pushing through. Look at that on one of our DOT cams. Moving through Richmond, and you can see some of the snow coming down. A few slick spots. It's going to be cold tonight. Bundle up. Single-digit low temperatures with wind chill values almost around 0 at times. And then we'll still stay cool with our wind chill value, but it does creep up a little bit going into the weekend. High temperatures here Thursday with some sunshine. We'll top out in the mid to upper 20s, around 25 in Richmond. Irvine around 24. And we're looking at a winter storm watch that has now been issued by the National Weather Service. All this area expected to receive about 4 inches of snow going into Friday evening and lasting through Saturday. So cold overnight, a winter storm on the way. We'll say generally speaking around 3 to 6 inches Friday to Saturday. And this time around, it looks like all snow. So grab some extra groceries if you're heading out and doing some shopping. And just plan for maybe some additional power outages. But again, this time all snow. We're not expecting the ice storm like we had last time. The timing of this next winter storm should push it in, again, a little bit later into Friday evening, maybe around 6 p.m.-ish or so. Here's a look at some of the early estimated snowfall amounts. So we see Danville around 3 to 4 inches, also Richmond, Lexington, we're kind of in that 3 to 4 inch category. Could see some localized higher amounts, and that is into the day Saturday. Temperatures remaining quite chilly, high 27. We're not going to have too strong of a wind with this, so that's some good news. Be down into the teens Saturday night. Sunday then, everything clears out, high around 30. Stays cool even into next week. We've got low 20s on the board by next Wednesday. Back to you.
Thanks, Sam. Winter was a little late getting here, but it's definitely got a hold of us now. You can see that forecast up anytime at WBONTV.com. You can also always check it out on our Facebook page. Stay tuned to our sister station 100.7 The Coyote for all the weather, traffic-related issues tomorrow morning and Friday morning as well. Well, one of the men charged in connection to the disappearance of Crystal Rogers has requested that his trial date be pushed back. Reportedly, a judge ruled that Stephen Lawson, who has been charged with conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with evidence, would be tried separately from the other 2 men involved in the case. Recently, Lawson's attorney made a motion requesting that the trial date, currently set for February, be postponed. They argued that Lawson would not get a fair trial unless the date is pushed back, due to the fact that they only took over the case 6 months ago, and the case involves volumes of evidence. Judge Charles Sims, according to the court records, will hear the arguments on the motion tomorrow. Well, good news for the Perry County Sheriff's Office. They've moved into a new location in downtown Hazard, previously located on the 2nd floor of the old courthouse. The Sheriff's Department has relocated to the former People's Bank and Trust building on East Main Street. Sheriff Joe Engel explained that the old location presented accessibility challenges for individuals with disabilities, such as those who rely on wheelchairs. The city of Hazard is centrally located for everybody in the county, so it's just a win-win for the public, Engel said. We get to benefit by getting a newer office, the employees do, but really it's for the public. The move was initiated by Perry County Judge Executive Scott Alexander and funded by the Perry County Fiscal Court. Sheriff Engel anticipates hosting a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new office within the next month. The Bluegrass Crime Stoppers are searching for a Lexington man wanted on multiple charges. Officials say that 25-year-old Jeremiah Burnham has warrants out for his on charges of first-degree trafficking and fentanyl, felon in possession of a firearm, and first-degree fleeing or evading police. If you have information regarding his whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Lexington Police Department, 859-258-3600. You can leave an anonymous tip with the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers at 859-253-2020 for a cash reward. Governor Andy Beshear provided an update on the ongoing response to Winter Storm Blair, emphasizing the importance of continued caution due to frigid temperatures and the potential for further snow later this week. While no significant injuries or fatalities have been reported, the state is experiencing ongoing challenges due to icy conditions and power outages. Warming centers remain open in counties with more than 1,000 outages, including Henderson, Johnson, Morgan, and Spencer. A list of open centers is available on the Kentucky Emergency Management website. Kentuckians are urged to exercise extreme caution due to those single-digit temperatures and sub-zero wind chills. Beyond the storm response, Governor Beshear also highlighted our Healthy Kentucky Home Initiative and KY Next open enrollment, provided an update on economic development in the Commonwealth, previewed his upcoming State of the Commonwealth address, announced awards to support tourism in Kentucky, announced the second winner of the New Kentucky Home Giveaway, paid tribute to the late former President Jimmy Carter, and provided an update on high ground home construction in eastern Kentucky. He announced updates on the medical cannabis program and recognized road and utility crews as Team Kentucky All-Stars for their tireless efforts during the storm. Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman has activated the price gouging hotline to protect residents during the winter storm. Suspected cases can be reported online or by calling 1-800-432-9257. State law defines price gouging as charging more than 10% above pre-emergency prices without justification. Goods and services covered include food, gas, shelter, transportation, and emergency cleanup. Complaints will be reviewed by the Consumer Protection Team. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Michael Watkins in next with your latest sports report right here, live at 5.
When the awful Michigan weather makes its way down I-75, you want your vehicle ready for anything. Holland Sons Auto Care knows there's no good time to break down, but especially when it's ice cold outside. So get that preventative maintenance taken care of at Holland Sons on North Keeneland Drive in Richmond. Holland Sons works on the smallest repairs all the way up to major engine work, and they can work on Chevy, Mercedes, and everything in between. So no need to take your German car up to Lexington to overpay when Holland Sons is just off exit 90 in Richmond. Call 859-626-7695 for Holland Sons Auto Care.
Discover the hometown difference at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Kentucky. Family owned and operated for 60 years, we're dedicated to providing outstanding customer service in a welcoming atmosphere. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle and keep it running smoothly. Take a look at our new and quality pre-owned vehicles at jackburford.com.
Estill County EMA CSEP is a huge asset to those in Estill and surrounding counties. CSEP in Estill County has partnered with Everbridge to bring you alert and notification services that will allow you to maintain your contact info and ensure you receive alerts for locations in Estill County that are important to you. For more information and to register your device, visit EstillCountyEMA.net. You can also stay up to date with your county by following Estill County EMA CSEP on Facebook, helping you stay safe at home.
Hey y'all, it's Sawyer.
And Gus and Petey.
From Hicks and Punson, Kentucky Lawyers.
Sawyer, can I ask you a question? If size matters, why did David beat Goliath?
That's because it's not the size of the dog in the fight that matters, it's the size of the fight in the dog. If you've been hurt in an accident and want local lawyers who will fight for you, call Mr. Josh Nydad yet.
Call 859-777-7000 or visit honestdealers.com.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Welcome back to Live at 5. Last season was an unusual one for one of the Madison Central boys basketball teams. A record well under 500 and 2 losses to Madison Southern included one in the district championship game. This year has been much different, however, with basically the entire team from last year back and Coach Alan Feldhouse's nephew, Jake, transferring in. The Indians feel like they can compete with anyone in the region, and that was part of the discussion Coach Feldhouse had earlier this week with Michael Watkins.
If I looked at the schedule before the season started and said we were going to be 10-3 at this juncture, I would probably been satisfied, but not really, because I think we can get so much. I think we can get so much better, but we can't score. We got our shot selection the last week or so, even in our tournament, I didn't think was the best in the world. So we need some time, some practice time, which looks like we'll probably get it. We'll probably get it this week to go back and break down some clips, kind of show them this is a good shot, this is a bad shot. Because unlike last year where we only had one person that could score, one person in double figures, Cody Morrison, this year we have, we think we have 5 or 6 people that could score. So we got to do a better job with our offense, being a little bit more patient and kind of trusting everybody to knock down open shots when they're open instead of forcing it.
Talk about that, the development of these young guys. I mean, obviously last year you were going to be young. You knew that going into the season. Every year you play one of the toughest schedules, if not the toughest schedule in the state. But it obviously makes your players better, and you can tell the improvement in guys like Steele and Richardson and Goatley off the bench. I mean, all these guys, they got that experience last year, and it's paying off this season.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, last year we were a JV team playing a varsity schedule is what it amounted to. We just got physically manhandled against a lot of the teams that, that we play on our schedule. And to their credit, they all have gotten bigger and stronger, and that shows. Plus, the experience last year definitely helped out. But I just think we have a pretty high ceiling. I think we can get so much better. It takes a while for Cody coming in off football. It always takes him a while to, get into good basketball shape, and I think he's doing that. I've noticed the last week or so he's playing better, a little bit more comfortable, and then adding Jake to the mix and learning how to play with a 5-man that's taller than a lot of people we play, and learning how to get him the ball and when to get him the ball. It takes time, and that's why I think we'll if we'll keep working, we'll continue to improve as the year goes on.
Talk about Jake transferring in. Obviously, we don't know what kind of player he was at Mason County, but he's really added a different dimension because, as you said, he's a five-man, but he can stretch the floor. He can take someone off the dribble. When you add someone like that in, and all these guys that have played together for a few years, it makes it a little bit more difficult. But I feel like he's fit right in with them quite well.
Oh, he has. Jake's kind of a goofball, truthfully. He gets along with everybody. He's real close to these guys already in a short amount of time, and that's a tribute to him. And Jake's he's a team player. Sometimes I think he's too unselfish. I think he's a good passer. I think he's a willing passer, and that's the key thing there. But really, in all honesty, this is really the first time really Jake's worked hard on basketball. I'm just being honest, and of course we know his record in golf. We know he's a good golfer, and he loves golf. But let's be honest, look at him. He's 6'7", got a 6'9" wingspan. He's built more like a basketball player. So I think as long as he keeps working, I've really been probably the most pleased with his effort. I mean, on the boards, he's relentless. He's relentless on the boards, and if he just continues to work, I think he could have some options in basketball at the next level too. I mean, without a doubt, I think he's going to have some options at the next level. So the key for him is just keep improving. We've got to work some. We got Christian, Lawson, and Luke, Asher, and Jake. We've got to work a little bit more with Christian at the 5 and Jake at the 4, so we can spell Luke a little bit. I think probably Luke and Jake both are playing. They don't need to be playing the entire game, but we got to figure out a rotation where we can get Christian in there for at least 4 or 5 minutes each half. Kind of give Jake and Luke both a break because they're both putting in a lot of minutes. Of course, they're both, one of them's averaging 20, one of them's averaging 19. But I don't want to wear them. I don't want to wear them down. We got to find a minute or two each half to kind of spell them a little bit.
Well, what were those conversations like with Darren? I mean, when you guys were talking about him coming up here, what were the conversations like with him?
Well, I mean, Darren, he knew we always wanted him. There was no question about that. I mean, it's hard when you're in high school. It's hard to leave your friends. But I think it was a no-brainer, knowing what our golf team had coming back, and knowing the junior class, his class in basketball that we have coming back. I think without a doubt, it was just the best thing for Jake all around. And I think his mom would definitely agree. It was a smart move because I think he's loving it. He's loving every single minute of it. I know we're glad to have him too.
When inclement weather hits the greater Richmond area, you can count on Richmond's very own WBON TV9 news team. Continuing news team coverage of traffic alerts, power outages, road conditions, and traffic impacts like accidents or downed trees. Accurate forecast, watches and warnings, local cancellations and delays, and official information from emergency management and the National Weather Service. Be sure to like and follow WBON TV on Facebook for breaking news, alerts, watches, and warnings. And log on to WBONTV.com for all the news on your schedule. Count on WBON TV9 and our media partners 100.7 FM The Coyote for outstanding team coverage when you need it most. Thanks for watching Richmond's very own Channel 9.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your host, Michael Watkins, and Samantha Burford as they cover sports news for the greater Madison County area. Get your local sports news every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on WBON Channel 9 and on radio at Y92.5, V99.3, and WKXO Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by Aero Auto Glass, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Thanks so much for joining us today here live at 5. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow with more news, weather, and sports. But as we mentioned, we've got very, very frigid temperatures moving into the area. Make sure you stay up to date with all of those conditions, especially tomorrow morning on your morning commute. We'll have all of that on the stations of our Wallingford media, including 100.7, the Coyote, traffic, weather, and all the news as well. Some school districts have already called off for the remainder of the week. Madison County, of course, will be off for the rest of the week. Other counties are following suit. Have a wonderful night. Stay warm, and we'll see you tomorrow live at 5.